Hi, I'm back. Karma, like its cousin revenge, is said to be a dish best served cold. In some cases, that dish isn't so much cold, but a rotting, stinking, putrid mess that's sitting in the back of the fridge. In fact, it's a life form in its own right. Scientists are amazed at this living being that has evolved from something quite rancid. And yes, Stoke, I am looking at you. But for me personally, I prefer to get these things over and done with quite quickly. I was quite pleased that we could get Watford away done in the first half of the season, just to eradicate those memories of that playoff game. And the fact that we went there and we won in some style as well, and it was a convincing win, you have to say, was quite pleasing. And what was more pleasing was the fact that Watford showed absolutely no class at all. Before the game, they repeatedly played that part of the game over and over again on their big screen, which is quite fortunate for the away fans because it is in the corner where it's quite difficult to see. Sadly though, the Watford mascot decided to reenact the whole incident, right from Knockaert's tumble in the box all the way through to Deeney's, yeah, we won't go there. But it just showed how pathetic I think it is. At the end of the day, that penalty incident led to Watford going to Wembley. They must have, I don't know, they must have been pleased about it. At the end of the day, they got that one step closer to the Premier League and they got their big day out, which we didn't. And what was also quite disturbing, well, not disturbing, what was quite disappointing was that Knockaert got quite a lot of stick off of their fans. I'll admit, I didn't think it was a penalty at the time, but what player doesn't procure free kicks or penalties? I'm not saying it's right, it isn't right, but I'm pretty sure that Watford can't say that they've never been in that position before. And if it had been their player that would have gone down in the box for that opportunity in the last minute to try and get to Wembley, what would they have done? Would they have turned around and said no? I mean, it brought back memories of a League Cup tie against Crewe at what was then the Walker Stadium. And it was a dull 0-0 on a cold night, and Jordan Stewart fell over in the penalty area, and the referee just couldn't get to the penalty spot and point at it quick enough. It was that bad a game. And there were no protests from the Crewe players. I mean, I remember Jordan Stewart sitting there going, as the penalty was given, and of course we were quite surprised too, but deep down we were relieved that the game should hopefully end and we wouldn't have to endure another 30 minutes of what was very, very poor football. But at the end of the day, unfortunately it happens, but Watford benefited from it. So there was absolutely no point at all in having a go at Knockaert. And then, having been through the whole, let's show that goal again, let's show it repeatedly, I know, let's get the mascot to reenact it, let's wind up the Leicester fans. And then to moan that Knockaert celebrated in front of your fans, I'm sorry, Watford. You've shot yourself in the foot there. You get no sympathy from me. I'm sorry. And one of my main concerns about the game was that Pearson would stick with his winning team and we might get unstuck against a side that has looked very good last season with their Serie A reserve team and had impressed pundits this season. So Pearson had to make changes. They were forced on him by injury, but we came out the much better side, and I think, and I'd like to think that it was the fact that they rubbed our noses in it that fired up the team just as much as anything else, because really that's what happens if you stay classless. It does come and bite you on the backside, a bit like karma. Forest fans have taken to social networking sites, literally in their tents, to tell us how much they don't care about Leicester City and the game tomorrow. It's Friday today, just in case you're watching on a different day. It's actually Friday the 8th of November. You might be watching this in March 2015, in which case we're not playing Forest tomorrow, unless the fixture computer has made us play Forest tomorrow and I'm psychic and I've just managed to pluck something out of the air. But we're playing Forest tomorrow and they don't care. And I think it is very nice of them to tell us that they don't care. They could have kept quiet about it and we wouldn't have known any different. But over the years, I have met some Forest fans and I have come to know them as normal people. Yeah, I know it's hard to believe, I know, but on the other hand, there have been a few that have made a big deal out of tomorrow's game, and apparently they do hate us for some reason, and I can't honestly think why Forest fans would dislike us so much, because you do have to remember that we have gone to their ground and pretty much handed them 3 points on an almost continuous basis for 40 years or so. And I think that's awfully generous of us to do that. They should actually like us for being so appalling at the City ground. But now we have changed things and we do have May the 4th. And I'm hoping that the guys that run our big screen at the King Power Stadium tomorrow do show more class than Watford did and don't show the knockout goal continually, because that would be a bit too much and we don't really want to fire the other side up. With regards to what team will be playing tomorrow, the only thing I do know is that Chris Wood has been called up to the New Zealand squad and is apparently not available, which then leaves the decision as to who will be playing up front with Nugent. Vardy has had a late fitness test, and I do apologise now, but I haven't done my research properly. It may be that Vardy has passed that fitness test and it's all over the interweb now and he's fit to play, but if that has happened, I haven't seen it, so I do apologise now. Alternatively, Paul Konchesky is also facing a late fitness test. So if Vardy was to fail and Konchesky didn't, Konchesky could come back into the side, which then means that Schlupp, who covered for Konchesky at Watford, might play up front. Or maybe Pearson might be brave and try Tom Hopper, who has been impressing some people at the in the Premier Under-21 League games this season. So there is a bit of a choice there as to what we can do, but it is dependent on other players. And it is good that we have started to get a bit of competition in the side, because there are some areas where I feel that we have been lacking in the last few seasons. Certainly the full-back positions have been weaker, and I still think ultimately they are, and that might be somewhere to look at in the January transfer window. But hopefully we shall be able to put out a good team tomorrow, and we will win, and nobody will care, because at the end of the day, Forest don't care about us, we don't care about them, or something like that, and we can all go home happy whatever the result at the end of the day. It's just a game, honest, and I won't be too upset if we lose, honest. If we win, of course, I will be celebrating with the odd glass of wine, and if we lose, I shall be commiserating, no doubt, with the odd glass of wine. So whatever happens, I'm going to get my wine, so I don't care. But enjoy the game tomorrow, and hopefully we will win and everyone will be happy. So until next time, bye.